Okay, hi everybody. Hello. So we are live again tonight, and tonight we have Stacy with us. Wait, we have Stacy with us, and we have Sean Coleman, who I called Pirate Sean all weekend because he sculpted a zombie pirate. So, and we had a mummy sculptor as well named Sean. So we had Pirate Sean and Mummy Sean. But now he is in town an extra day, so he is hanging out here at the shop.
Constricted?
Yes, that's right. So I'm going to say my hellos like I normally do. Let's say hello to Gray Hawkins, who was first. Hello, Gray. Kim, Beady-Eyed Brad Kennedy. Rylan Chow. Mike Vacha. Mike Vacha, it's been a while since I've seen you on. You get a fist bump. Heather Corey, Ron Sheps, Jennifer Pew Pew Pew, Jordan Bunce, The King, Resurrected Costumes, that's Rob, Poison Sumac, Hugo Perdiarlete, Chase Perry, Susie Gardner,
Mom.
Glenn McCain, hi Stacy's mom, Ron Sheps, did I say that one already? Maybe you get two. Mimi, Chase Perry, thanks for coming to an awesome camp. I feel like it was a very good camp. Louis McLam. Your mother said that you are her beautiful daughter.
Aww.
She said her other daughter's not so much. I don't know why she said that, but that was, yes. The King says hello to all of you. The King, Sean is actually from California.
I am.
He's from North California. You're from South California. If you were in the same room, I would expect you guys to fight like sharks and jets.
Rumble.
That's what I would expect.
I'm a bad Northern California. I like Southern California.
Gregory Haynes, hello from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And hanging out means free labor. Exactly right. And Christopher Lazote. I now turn comments over to Stacy.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm going to take the tip.
The King says, no way, that's amazing. I'm from downtown LA.
Oh, nuts.
Yes.
LA.
The King also is well known for his jokes.
Right, I'm not even going to dignify that and read out loud.
Oh, no.
Think about the
Okay, right.
John C. says hello. Body Geek says greetings and salutations, creepers. Ken Zuri says hello, everyone.
So the first thing that we're going to do is we made a foam buck of the mask that he made at Monster Camp so he doesn't have to fly with his mold, which frankly I had never thought of for Monster Camp students. So that might be something that I offer down the road. Now with the plastic, it should be pretty easy to peel it up.
Okay.
Let's give it a shot.
The King says, oh Lord Alan, you know it.
That's right.
Big Dog Max says hello, creepers.
Look at that. That is a perfect, smooth, clean, pressurized buck.
Mimi is keeping up Gray's train of thought there. Y'all, that song came out when I was in high school. I promise you I've heard
And she hates it.
it.
So if you want to take it out of the mold,
Sure.
I would go in from the side first, pop your ear out,
Okay.
then go to the other side and pop your ear out. And I would go to forehead and then jaw.
Big Dog
You
Max
didn't-
says smash that thumbs up.
You didn't have like super sticky outy teeth, so you should be good. But see how the foam is giving you resistance?
Yeah.
So it's a lot harder to demold than normal, but also not terrible.
Body Geek says, I love clean bus.
I like clean busts and I cannot lie.
Andy Rogers says, hello, creepers.
Go ahead and go around the edge, get all the edge set. And this is a foam-filled buck that we will be able to lay flat on the table, and you can remold as many times as you want. Hello, Angie Rogers. Now, if you wanted to, if you needed help collapsing it, you could probably cut a little bit out of the middle so it has somewhere to go.
Did you take your own dark hour today?
Yes, we did go to Dark Hour. We did do a Dark Hour tour today. I think that went well. I think they enjoyed it.
Great.
It's always kind of different. Like watching a baby be birthed. It's way less messy and way less noisy
Yeah.
than watching a baby be birthed.
Ron Chef says, who made the mask that was ultra realistic looking? That was beautiful.
Oh, that was Taylor, who was one of our students. Yeah, it's rare that someone comes to Monster Camp and sculpts a person. It's like, okay. This thing called Person Camp. Want to cut out a little bit?
So, I mean, I could give it a shot. So, should I just collapse like this way, or this way is easiest to just try? Now that I popped it out.
You got the edges clear?
Yeah. Just go ahead.
Ken Zarif says, what's the brown?
We're there.
Yeah.
That is Stacy working on Wolfman feet covers, as before. Stacy lives in a world of fur and sewing.
So much. Bobby Barachek says, hi, I love the reveal of Monster Camp. They did a fabulous job. Teletubby gone rogue / creep.
That's amazing.
Yes. That artist was 12 years old.
Andrew Rogers says, my dad and nephew have done an excellent job so far on painting my house. My room was so nice after I vacuumed it. Still cloudy, but not a green monster pond.
Yeah, nice clean buck. And now he can El Moldo when he get El Pomo. Wait, to his house. To his house.
Body Geek says that I almost drove up to say hi and observe on Sunday. Meaning says, at first I thought Alan said it's like a blocking a baby to give birth.
Yeah, that's only baby tribbles give birth. I think born pregnant was that the rule in the other room.
In the other room.
Ken Zarif says, wicked. The King says, I'm just here waiting for a rich joke from your grandma too. CJ Cosplay says, hey Alan.
Hey!
You go says, very cool.
CJ Cosplay is Cooper, who was at Monster Camp. And he made the hairy one that I keep saying looks like a were-camel.
Yeah.
It's actually a boffin from Star Wars. And he did a good job.
You go
Cooper's
says,
here?
Yeah.
John
Yeah,
C says, do you have time to go to Biddy for supplies if driving home?
We did go to Biddy, yes. Well, after dark hour, we all make a group trip to Biddy and meet Mitch and see the stuff. So that's a thing we do.
Ron Chef says, that looks great, Sean.
Thanks.
Sarah R. says, hi all. Our Body Geek says, what do you have to put down on the phone before you remold it with hydrocolloid?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
CJ Cosplay says, hi Pirate Sean.
You never need a release from latex to plaster. You just don't. Thank you.
Ken Zarif says, I like the Dio Demon cover mask I've seen earlier.
Yeah, that turned out awesome.
Angie Rogers says, went fishing, got a few small ones and a large one. I'll send Instagram to you, Alan, a couple of small ones and a large.
Hooray! Yeah, I'll admit to not quite having Instagram messaging figured out.
Resurrection Costumes is sweet.
And Facebook messaging keeps getting harder because I have so many pages now. It's like, no, Krampus Society didn't get a message. I'm like, but I just want to check my messages. And it's like, no, Stiltby Studios did not get a message. The Monster Museum has 4 messages.
Doesn't.
Yeah. And you click on them, and it doesn't take you to the messages.
This is fantastic.
And this is one we're going to mold today. the spirit of continuing to get things done. Can you get that fit into your box? Probably unpack your skeleton. And grab some clay so I can get that prepped.
Teresa, I'm really loving that sculpt now. Is that a mummy?
This is Slim Razor from House 2. This information. They were supposed to be inspired by Slim Razor from House 2, but that's the only reference they gave. So let's just say it's heavily inspired by Slim Razor from House 2.
Angie Rogers says, love the Teletubby gone bad. They animated it.
Yeah. Yeah, we had some awesome people. We always have awesome people from Monster Camp.
Ken Teresa, oh wow, my favorite creature. Because I started watching a lot of TikTok videos because I was in Facebook jail again. I was commenting on a Far Side cartoon, and apparently I heard it.
Well, okay. See, I don't understand that. I've never been in Facebook jail. Like, I know people who go into Facebook jail every other week. It's never happened to me.
Six String Sleigh Guitar Man. So now you watch the new Kevin Smith show on it. But if so, what did you do?
It came out during Monster Camp, so I did not do it. Listen, I fell asleep watching a video on plaster today. While I was trying to get some work done, I was watching a video on plaster compression rates because I know how to party.
Bobby Barachek said, how many people can you have at one time for Monster Camp?
The most we've had is 11 students, but I like to go 8 students or so, and that's about it. The chaos with 11 is a little too high for me.
Ron Shep says, no master spoilers, please.
I ain't watched it yet either.
John Cleese says, the sculpt is good from all the angles you're showing.
Thanks. Only angle I haven't shown is flipping it over backwards.
Body Geek says, we party the same way, Alan.
Right.
Jennifer Hughes says, yeah, that looks like a lot of people at Monster Camp.
You got to know those compression rates. Yeah, so one of the best things that always happens after Monster Camp is that we clean the shop. And the shop starts kind of clean. So that's good.
Well, that's nice. I walked in and was like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, I have a space to work on. Yeah, okay. Plaster. Right.
Body Geek says, I once talked about life insurance actuary tables with the chick on our first date because she brought it up and started talking about it.
Wow. So how'd that relationship go?
The Katie says, oh no, Alan. Hashtag Sleepy Alan.
Yeah.
Ken's research, did y'all know that Kane Hodder was the one who played Big Ben from House?
No, he wasn't. Richard Mall played Big Ben, didn't he? Google it. I thought Richard Mall was Big Ben.
Big Talk says, I need to go to a full head sculpting monster camp. I don't want to miss that by just doing it at my shop.
Understood. I don't need one now, the King, because it's 7:49. I plan to cut off tonight about 9:30, or when this mold is done, and then I'm going to go to sleep because I'm tired.
Body Geek says, there was not a second date.
Who?
I can talk just about it.
Kurt Wilmot. He was Skeleton Big Ben. Richard Mall was
the other
Richard Mole was Big Ben.
Thank you, Jennifer Pugh and Angie Rogers and Big Ben. Ken Reese says, yeah, Kane was talking about it in an interview.
Yeah,
Can you spot our studios?
Kane was wrong.
Sean Regal says, hey, creepers.
He's a very large man for me to call a liar.
Right.
Yeah. However,
Now, Sean is who gave me the shirt, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you, Sean. I really like that shirt.
Oh, is that Sean?
Yep, Sean Regal.
Hey,
Hey, Sean.
Ken Reese says, oh, okay.
we have a full contingent of cancers almost.
Do you find that most of the people who come and take monster camp are regular creepers?
No. No. They're irregular creatures. And every now and then someone comes to monster camp who has never heard of me and don't even know who I am.
Yeah, it just came up on their things they ought to do.
Heard about it from a friend, sounded like a good idea.
Angie Rogers says, I found socks that are not just for stand, they work as filters in the pool skimmer basket.
I have some of those on my pool skimmer because I have doggos.
The King says, we'll see. Bobby Verichek says, now I'm really into Zip Fizz. They have various flavors. Iced tea is the best, and it gives you plenty of vitamins that your body needs, besides the great boost in energy.
Alexa, add Zip Fizz to my shopping list.
Zip Fizz on. Ken Zarice says, it must have been a different character Kane played than I might have gotten mixed up.
Maybe.
I thought I would run once, but I was mistaken.
No, I'm going to write Kane Hodder a strongly worded letter. I'm going to sign your name to it. So, CJ Cosplay, who is on now, very interesting fellow. And one of the things that he said was he was just happy to see the QT cup in real life because I was drinking from it. And he's like, they're in every video. Like that's one of the few things that's consistent through almost every video is a big QT cup makes an appearance.
Splatterhouse Studios says Kane Hodder was the stunt for.
There you go. That I fully believe.
So I guess next month we'll have to get the QT cup, fill it with big candy over. There's your treat, your mustard camp souvenir. Big Doug says, I forgot to wrap my Raven/pumpkin skull before I went on vacation. I hope it cracked too much.
Yeah, that's bad. I would say you should definitely, and I've been staring at this camera the whole time, and it's not the one that's on. They've had the back of my head just looking at this camera.
Jennifer Pugh says, is CJ the guy with the really kinky hair?
Yes. Yes. He did request time to fix his hair before any pictures were taken, but I never gave it to him.
Ken Zarif says, that's what it was, duh. Bonnie Geek says, we hit 100 degrees here finally. I did not go to the land and work today. I stayed inside and did the work I got paid for.
Yeah,
Clever boy.
we were in the shop for the first 2 days of 100 degrees.
Yikes on bikes.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to Ozbot while I grab some brooches go behind it.
Angie Rogers says, I'm going to go with resin for my little caskets. They have a lot of different colors to mix with.
That's awesome.
Edward Murdy says, howdy.
Howdy.
Oh, howdy, howdy. Six sculpt.
Why, thank you, Edward. I appreciate that.
Ken Zarice says, what style of haunt is Green Bay Pier?
So Green Bay Pier is an indoor-outdoor haunted house in Wisconsin. And it is in the style of awesome. It was just
Coldheart.
It was just a part of the Midwest Haunters tour, and I really enjoyed it. Their actors were killing it, even though we were on their trail in the daytime. And that can be really hard, but they were great.
Jennifer Pugh says, wow, there's a lot of stilt covers back there.
Yeah. Yeah, we make a lot of stilt costumes, it turns out. We should somehow work that into our name.
Yeah. It's not as many still covers as it. Well, you know, maybe she's talking about the boots.
Yeah, he's fine.
I'm like, yeah, actually.
Those have been Stan's bane of existence. So he stayed he stayed after. I'm a little tired. He stayed after Monster Camp. Do you say after twice in that sentence?
He stayed
He
late.
stayed after Monster Camp.
Probably just he stayed after.
He stayed after Monster Camp. Yeah. I was using stayed after as the verb. Yeah.
Edson Juice says, hello, kids, how's everyone doing?
So there was a comic book about Flash. I'm not a huge DC fan. I'm a Marvel guy. But this comic book about Flash, someone gave it to me and said, read this. And he wasn't fighting anyone. It was his day to day. And it was how frustrating everything was for him because everyone went so slow. Because he could think, at super speeds, and so even having a conversation,
awesome.
He's like, it's work not to get angry in a conversation because I feel like I'm waiting 20 minutes for an answer. And that's how I feel when someone else mixes plaster for me.
Ken Zarif says, that's awesome. John C says, we make a lot of stilt studios.
Yes, we make a lot of Stilt Studios. Well, Stilt Beast Studios. I think that covers it. Whose blue is this? Who painted here? Blue. Who's on the same table as Mummy Sean? Oh, this is the Hatbox Ghost. This is Hatbox Ghost blue.
Well, that turned out great, too.
Yeah.
It turned out like a frickin' Hatbox Ghost.
Edward Murray says, interesting Flash story.
That was Chase, who was on.
Realms will be your nightmare. Says, hi, sorry I'm late. Chase Perry says, that was my blue.
Yeah, that was your blue. Why so blue?
Resurrection Costume says, Jack Frost.
Yeah, we had a good conversation on the legality. It's my first time giving the talk of the legality of recasting and of making licensed characters and selling them with a lawyer in the room. So, yeah. I didn't do too bad. I won't say, but yeah.
Hello, Mario. He says, good morning. Hello.
Mario! Hello, sir. So in my camera right now, this is reversed. Is
On
it
that camera, it shows up on
on the screen and it's not reversed?
Does not.
Okay. That's something I should figure out.
It annoyed me bad enough when he was only casting or was only streaming on Facebook. Then made him some shirts.
I wore that shirt the other day, and I was in QT, and I'm about to pay, and there's a guy in line already, and he's got like a 40 in his hand, and he turns around, and he looks at me, and he looks at my shirt, and then he's looking around for something else, and he looks to read something else, and then he looks at my shirt, and he looks at the sign, just to make sure that everything wasn't backwards all of a sudden, and then he didn't say anything to me, but I knew that was what happened in his mind.
Big Dog says, no pack, start me back soon. Bodygate says it's correct for us. Realm says, Alan, guess what I got? Behind the scenes at the Hacker House. It's a local haunted house, and it's amazing.
That's awesome. Where is it local to? Hacker House. Sounds cool. How's that plaster coming? Okay.
John C. says, what is
He's
that?
going to throw it at me.
R-A-D-S.
Chuck the whole bucket. This is Green Bay Fear. Green Bay Fear Haunted House. One of the haunted attractions on the tour this year at the Midwest Haunters Convention.
Ken's says, that sculpt also reminds me of Attack of the Titan, the anime series.
Yeah, and I actually have a lot of things that I think I can do with this sculpt. This is one of the ones that I offered, hey, do you want to own it or do you want me to be able to use it later? And they said, you can use it later, so I'm going to use it later.
Edward Murray says, do you ever mess with freeform air?
I have messed with freeform air. I prefer freeform habitat black. Yes.
Thank you, Scott Colhart says to help support these shows, join the Sylvie Studios Patreon.
That'd be very kind if you did that.
The King says, love the famous QT cup.
So what happens with Patreon is it sends me money. It sends me the money that you guys give me right around like the first of the month. And I always try to do something with it that I can say, Patreon did this. So I have plans for when this one hits, like what I'm going to do with it.
Mr. Jamie FXC says, I'm late, but hey, Alan.
I want Patreon to show like tangible things. Sure.
Oh! Realm says it's in Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. It's only 27 minutes for me, and I think it's 1 hour and 30 minutes for Woods of Terror.
That's awesome. I'll be at Woods of Terror eventually, a couple weekends from now.
John Sagan is
Well, I figured, so here was my thinking behind that. And I think you saw my thinking right away. Hand lotion is way over there. Gloves are way over there. And if this will probably be like a barrier. It's the pledge. This is the Ghetto pledge.
Jennifer Hughes says, did the new air conditioner keep up with all the bodies in the room?
Pretty close. It got warm. I don't think it hit 80. It never hit 80 in here. But it was warmer than I like it. But it was not too bad. And we had 12, 13 bodies in here at one point. No lumps, so you did a good job sifting. Okay. Want to grab a brush and help? You go on that side.
Plus the doggos.
Yes, the doggos were a constant. Just a side. You can make sure I don't miss anything. How are we doing on phone cam's alignment, Stacy?
Brown says, I know I wish I could meet you when you come, but I know you're busy with acting.
Well, we might see if Eddie minds you coming to the actor training if you would want to participate.
Kevin Garish says the sound of the sewing machine is making Alan's family shaking. Angie Rogers says, I love the pick of your food.
Oh yeah, that was Saturday. Normally after Monster Camp, we've worked very hard, and we tend to fall into the pool.
The beauty says, food would be around.
Yes. To quote Orlando Jones, there's always time for lubrication. That was a movie that really should have gotten a sequel. Evolution.
Evolution. Take it to the house. Thank you.
Yeah, the king won't get in trouble. Stacy gets in trouble for reading the comment out loud. So you had never made a mask mold before?
I had never made a mask, never sculpted or molded. Or
Got
painted one.
Of those two processes, which one did you find the most enjoyable?
Actually, I kind of like the molding, but the sculpting was a lot of fun too.
The molding is pretty technical, and it's very easy to see success.
Yes.
It's harder to see success in an art form, whereas mold making is a little more of a science. I'm going to do a little spin here.
Body Geek says, I pledge to no longer get plastered. Kendra says, Bad to the Bone by Brownie the Sex Lunch. Catbook says, who's working with Alan? Just got home from.
This is Sean.
Hello.
Sean Coleman from Northern California. And he was in Monster Camp. And he stayed an extra day. Did you have plans on your extra day? Because...
I did not, but the flights weren't aligning so that I could go to dark hour.
Got it.
And that was worth staying there.
It's very difficult. Flying from California, easy. Flying back is hard because of the time change.
Ron Shep says, Stacy has no brains and mouth filter. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not very good. Realm says, that would be fun. I've actually been in contact with him to see if I can get him behind the scenes if it's not. So maybe he will.
Maybe he will.
Sean Regal says, casting day got warm from the fall.
Yeah, we had heat guns going, we had plaster going, and there was many heat sources in the room.
The kid says, sorry, Stacy. Don't lie.
Now round 2, I normally just shake it over. Like I let it just barely touch, and then I give it a wiggle.
Six String Slayer Guitar Man says, do you need to use a mold release on Monster Play?
No, you don't need to. I find it helps with Monster Clay because Monster Clay is a little sticky for plaster molds. I really like Monster Clay for silicone molds.
Edward Murray says, why do you prefer freeform Habitat Black? Isn't air cheaper, stronger, better for sculpting region?
No. It's lighter, hence the term air, and normally things that are less dense are less strong.
Body Geek says, October was just right, shorts weather, right, Scott? Ron Shep says, don't miss that ear hole on.
Oh, I won't. I'm letting my plaster get a little thicker. If I put it in there now, it'll just run out. Everything kind of has to happen at a certain time and at the right time for the mold to go off easily. We didn't have any real mold blunders on this one. I'm going to spin a little. No.
Ron Shep says, everyone's masks seem to come out pretty clean.
Yeah, they all came out great. Honestly, very few big air bubbles or anything like that. We had one ear that was pretty bubbled. It was on the back end.
Seems to come out pretty clean from the mold. Angie Rogers says, I hope Uncle Tim is better. He rode the lawnmower and hurt himself pretty bad.
I always worry I'm going to roll my lawnmower. First, I hope your Uncle Tim gets better too. Second, I'm always worried I'm going to roll my lawnmower because I have a long hill I have to go on the side of. But it's not like a roll downhill kind of deal. I would do like one roll, and that would be it.
King says, Alan never misses a, wow, you know, I'll keep it PG for you. Christina McDaniel says, I found the beef jerky when I got home, so sad I didn't sneak into Chad's soup too.
So,
We are as
on the drive back from Monster Camp, Christina decided that she wanted some beef jerky, apparently, and bought some. And opened it she bought some when we stopped at Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is a wonderful gas station. It's like a Target and a Love's truck stop had a baby. That's what it's like. And so she decided she wanted some beef jerky from there, so she bought some, and she opened it in the van on the way back, and it smelled terrible. It smelled like feet. Yeah, like skunk feet. And maybe septic feet. Was not good smelling jerky. However, it was her jerky. It really bothered some of the folks in the van. I've had way worse smelling things in the van.
Edward Murray says, no need for release agents at all for Monster Clay for using Rebound 25 and Mold Star 15 slow molds. Better without release agent. Make sure that you don't get pure inhibition from the gloves.
Yeah. Most gloves are nitrile now. It's pretty hard to find latex at this point.
Angie Rogers says he has a private property on the river and has a huge field he has to mow. His little canyon ground. Edward Murray says, yeah, nothing like Buc-ee's. Any other state I live in before Texas. Christine Savati says, hey, y'all, just popped in quick to say hi at Hawk French time, and things have been super busy here. So many live movies to catch up on.
Yeah. I have so many projects to catch up on, so...
Body Geek says, how did it taste, though?
I believe she said it was not great.
Yeah, she was not thrilled with it either.
Six String Sled says, I was meeting if a release is needed for Monster Play.
Yeah, that's what I answered. I like Pledge as a release for that, but you don't have to have it. Hello, White.
Hello. Oh, yeah.
Just
He made the mistake of staying near the shop.
just the three tonight?
Yeah,
Did you guys get the sandwich?
we haven't grabbed any yet. You have an idea? Well, I like ideas.
Christina Daniel says it was not the best beef jerky I've ever tasted.
I believe you. I don't think you would lie about that. And this is just the patience game and knowing how to build this up as opposed to make it just brushing it around, which would keep it thin. So the way that sculpting works, here's how sculpting works. You will sculpt a mask for 13 hours. And then when you get your mask out of the mold, you'll say, my cheeks are uneven. Rah, 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 rah.
Here's the one.
I'm going to spin us a little so we can focus in different areas. This first coat, my goal is to obliterate all the detail. We've pretty much done that. It'd be cool if I get these eyes all filled in. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this for a mummy also. This will be my Ramses. I have some APOC Egyptian characters to do.
He says even cheats chimps.
That's right.
He says I've got pure inhibition from nitrile gloves actually. Process of elimination didn't move the mold, but you can see the velocity and slash sliminess on the optic side. Synthetic vinyl gloves. Cat Clip says showing all the masks that work today. No one would believe one was made by a 12-year-old girl. All were great.
Awesome.
That's what we want to do in monster camp.
Come on.
It's worth it.
You know where we're at. Tim Teresa looks like the mummy on Monster Squad.
A little. In that it also looks skeletal. And I'm really focusing up here right now. And then when focusing up here now, when it gets thicker, I can pile it on the bottom around the edge. And even though we're piling it on and letting it run off, it's still not going any more than like 2 inches all the way around.
Tim Hughes says, is anyone watching the Olympics?
I haven't yet because Monster Camp.
I haven't, because I don't have anything that has live TV.
What's your favorite meal from Monster Camp? I think that was a harder question.
That is the hardest question. I go with the steaks.
Steaks? Hard to
Yeah.
beat steaks.
I'm in Texas, you know. Need a good steak.
That is a thing that you really love.
That's why we went to Tri-Tip for lunch. That was a pretty good
Yeah,
meal too.
that was also
Ron Sheps asked, will you do a burlap later on?
No, probably not. This style of mold gets a lot of strength from its basic shape. We'll spin us the same way that you're working, okay? My favorite meal is almost always when she does fajitas.
oh yeah.
Edward Murray says, by the way, thank you, Alan. Your insight on how to manipulate Loctite led me to discover how to manipulate Gorilla Glue in a similar way to create a hardened shell on the cheek.
Hooray!
I had some juice. Did you make everyone eat their food with shop ketchup?
No. Although I did appreciate the shop ketchup because you took some to Dark Hour,
Yep.
or someone did,
Yeah.
and I had it on my Subway sandwich.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah. I was trying to fight the taste of olives off of it.
Tragic.
So now we're getting a lot thicker. I'm going to build up a thickness on the nose, because that's how high I want my mold to be. And I'm going to remember that way it'll stay there as a post-it note for later. Will you rinse these two out in the rinse bucket?
Yep.
We still have a rinse bucket? I think we do. It's somewhere. But it is not the dog's water
Right.
bucket. That is the black bucket. Rinse bucket might be behind the garbage can.
Had some juices. Just tried the steak and cheese. It was okay, but not worth $12.
Steak and cheese, where? Where did you try a steak and cheese?
Christine's eyes down. I was looking for a super clear, strong glue to glue some polymer clay cloths to fingertips of the glove. The claws have a flange on the bottom so they can glue from the inside. How would you success?
Each 6,000 is pretty good.
I like
It
these.
is it's flexible, so that's a bonus. And it sticks well to a lot of things. It has a nice high toluene content. That's what makes it smell great. So,
From Subway.
oh, wow, it's $12.
Paul Bennett says, hello, peepers.
Hello, Paul Bennett. I am making a mold right now.
Edward Murray said, it always impresses me how fearless you are in everything you do. I get nervous at some stages.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the ability to know that you can fix it. I think that gives you a lot of confidence. And I think the more things that you make, the more you realize you'll be able to fix whatever mistakes happen. And that fearlessness comes from there. Would you like to mix another batch?
Sure.
Um, water to there.
CJ cosplay says the wear camel at Monster Camp was amazing.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was a great wear camel. Tell you what, though, that guy that made it was a piece of work.
Rookie says, "Oh my God, I'm late." No.
No. Well, he's fine. He's fine, man.
The nice thing about being late to one of these is that all of the previous stuff is there.
It's still there.
You can still watch it. You didn't actually miss anything.
I'm going to have you go a little thicker, okay? And your goal now is to mix this bucket faster than you mixed the last bucket. I'm not saying that you are a slow mixer. I'm just saying that all of us could improve certain things in our lives.
So many of them speed related.
Yeah. In the haunt world, speed is king. You're an odd bot while I'm gone, by the way.
Okay. Edward Murray says, "I'll get back to following you on Patreon eventually. My projects are breaking my bank at the moment. Thanks for the free advice at present." We always figure that anybody who has stopped following us on Patreon, like we're just grateful for the time that they did. Like there is definitely no hard feelings. It is amazing that as many people choose
Yes.
to support us as they
Yes,
do.
it is.
Like, it's awesome.
And it allows us to do a lot of fun things at the shop and fun and useful to you. Videos are coming. Right
And
now,
based on how busy we have been, this coach this year for the thing that we did with costume last year. So I was like, I just don't think we're gonna have time to even make a couple of
what are they doing?
the same thing as last year, just on a slightly broader scale.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, I figured, like it's not going away. It's still gonna be there.
If I can maintain consciousness for any length of time this evening, I may watch one of the Masterverse Revelations episodes.
Thanks.
I hear good things
Yeah.
from most.
Yeah.
I only hear bad things from people who that's what I expect.
Yeah.
And I saw the best, funniest Saturday Night Live skit
Yeah.
on a little Facebook video
Nice.
that I've seen in a long time. And I hadn't seen it before. Maybe it's new, but it's a vacation planner guy, and it's Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
And he's like, many people love us.
Oh God, yes, I saw that too.
Yeah, many people love us. But some people, we can't fix you. If you are at home and you are sad and then you get in a plane and you go to beautiful Italy, you're still going to be sad you. We can't fix that. We can put you on a beautiful beach. We can't make you comfortable in your bathing suit. We can't, all this stuff. It's like, yes.
Edward Murray says, "You are the best and most generous with your time and knowledge there is. Are you ever going to do a haunt in Austin? It would be cool to meet you in person."
Do a haunt in Austin? Most likely not. If I get an actor training out there, I will let folks know. I'm going to be a little better about letting people know where I am even this year. So, sometimes, okay, once, and I don't want to call anybody out, but we normally will not post where we are until we're leaving. Like, it was great to see you. We're about to get on a plane. Because sometimes people are like, oh, while you're here, you have to come see us. And if I am somewhere, I'm on someone else's dime. They paid me to be there, so I kind of have to do stuff for them and rest when I get the chance.
Cat Swift says, did Alan just decide to do a lap around the shop, or did he forget when he walked over to the door?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just relaxed.
Brooke E says, LOL, I always remember newer people at the haunt coming in and being like, oh my god, everything is so fast. And my coworker and I looking at each other like, yeah, it has to be. Try and keep up, please.
Yeah, exactly. Mega Zakamali. Speed is king. I'm not a makeup artist who does A quality work, but I can get B quality work done really, really fast.
TJ Cosplay says, remember that kid that waited at the Monster Museum for you for hours? He was super weird.
Yeah, what a weirdo. However, lots of value in meeting folks like that. Oh!
Whoa!
I want to show them what I got. The gun.
Oh!
I received a gift from a Monster Camp participant. I didn't even know that they made these. I'm going to go to Ozbot to get its glory. I didn't even know that they made these. Electric battery operated caulking gun. Let's put it on 6.
Oh, mine here. Fine.
I waterproofed them. Isn't that cool? This just, yeah, they found a way to make a caulking gun 5 times heavier and 5 times cooler.
But when you absolutely have to empty the entire tube right now.
Yeah. Probably shouldn't have shot that on the floor. But
Rookie says, oh, mess.
if I had $1 per time I had to say that, huh? Anyway, yeah, this thing is great. I have uses for it. I don't think it's going to be a detail gun, but if I am like applying foam sheets to a wall in order to start, detailing them, that does really suck. Look out, kids, I got a little on me.
Edward Murray says, there's money in Austin. Y'all know that. Gotta run. Thank you so much. Great appreciation.
But
Edward Murray
thanks.
says, looks like you got a little too excited about Alan.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Rookie says, laugh my ass off. Ooh.
Yeah. It's late. Kids are asleep, right?
Yeah.
Fine.
Jennifer Pugh says, I can't believe the king is being quiet during this.
I've got to go do the walk of shame and pick up a napkin and clean it up.
Everyone's real.
I-
Name says, congratulations on birthday. Wow. What was the talking again?
Yeah. Probably should have looked where I was shooting at.
That's crazy talking.
Yeah.
Dad Burton says, why? What did I just tune into?
Things are fine.
Resurrect costume says, if I had $1, I wouldn't need a Patreon. Cracking rubbing up. And Jennifer Pugh.
God, it gets on everything. Luckily, I didn't get any in my eye.
Ron Shep says, feeling like a teenager again.
Let me charge the battery. Well, I just wanted to show you guys how cool that is. Don't put your hand here.
Jennifer Pugh says, Lord have mercy. Brookie says that so many what she said jokes. Resurrect Master says, this is why your buns are sticky.
I wish that was why my buttons were sticky.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. Here we go.
Casper says there's something just so joyful about how excited we got over a new toy.
Oh, man. Listen, that's a beautiful gun.
Ron Shep is still pleased after dark. Sorry. Wow.
Remember, more like Peter Parker. More.
What?
More. I want to see a field of white snow on top of that. Don't be stingy.
Poor Beauty says, yay, bears and stuff. Hello, creepers, now in company.
Hello. You were 5 minutes late.
Really? You didn't miss much. It's fine.
All you missed was a giant, beautiful, electric 18-volt caulking gun. Yeah. This thing is great. It shoots stuff everywhere.
Casper says, I can hear Stan now. Are we all just children? Poor Beauty says, sorry, I was late. It's okay. We're not mad. Kensbury says you have to put some hair on it next time and don't aim for the camera. Poor Beauty says, what? Jennifer Beauty says, he's going to do it again. Delo's Curse Haunted House says, hello.
Hello.
Resurrect Costume says, so what's your live schedule look like this week?
What's today?
Left.
Doing a live on Wednesday.
Are you?
No, I'm doing an actor training at Dark Hour Wednesday. Perhaps we'll go live from there. Yeah. Well, we might go live for an exercise or two on Wednesday night. I have to do an actor training. But I should be able to do one on Friday unless I'm on the road to Atlanta.
Stephen Hayden says, any food pictures from wife's cooking this weekend?
I didn't take any. I just ate it. You ready with that plaster? Bring it on over.
Since 1987 with exploded.
With options. Probably safe. I'm sure.
Doesn't say anything about the food on the band.
Nope. No, it doesn't. It's a caution on there.
Dan Burton says, holy smokes, Batman, that's an awesome toy. Harbor Freight?
No, that's a Milwaukee product, so it would be available probably in an actual hardware store. We just want to do a re-wet. Yep.
Rookie says, yes, actor training. I remember that fun process of orientation where everyone's too scared to act like a weirdo in front of everyone else because they don't know us yet.
Well, this is all vets mostly, I think, so...
And we actually haven't had auditions yet.
Well, she's onboarding people now, so we'll have some new people.
Oh, well, an actual audition.
Where do you guys recruit actors from?
Well, we just did a show nearby,
Mm.
and we have another show coming up that is a horror convention.
Dan Burton says, tanks, have a Home Depot card working.
Yeah, if I was applying foam sheets to a wall, that's the way to go.
Purple tunnel.
Yeah. So these are roughly double batches from what
Right.
we did at Monster Camp.
Brookie says that was the problem we had, finding enough people for the space we had, and then remembering it's an actual job, but you can't just not show up.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
Yeah, there is some struggle there in finding people who have the availability to come and do the show during the hours that we have, and who are adults.
Yeah.
Sir Robert says I'm late. Early mornings all weekend with Alan this morning. What are you making?
Well, we are making a mold. We're molding a mask right now, so that's what we're doing. We're molding the Slim Razor mask. Now we need the big stuff.
Ketchup says it, Jeff.
We are making a duck. I was just showing off my new electric caulking gun. And I think scenic work is the perfect use for it. And I'll be doing another video on how to make vines, like a different vine style.
Ken's already sent you a whole row of them.
Great.
Just the one.
I want to shoot them. I have a little dog, Snicker.
Oh, that was gorgeous.
What you got there, man? Oh, you might try this higher table.
Bobby Verichek says, how long does that take to dry?
Cure. This will take about 30 minutes to cure.
Okay, Sean.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Still making me work. Bobby, Jorge said, hey Tim, can you show me your coffee too? Ken's Marie says, duck chuck Nintendo.
Eat one of those and tell me if it's good. Bet it is. I'm waiting a little bit for this to get fixed. So.
What do you got? What consists of glass?
Peanut butter's been microwaved for about 30 seconds. Start putting it on because it will thicken up faster on it because of the warmth in the mold and the plastic
Right.
already. I don't know what the words are, but I know that noise happens. Let me switch sides. I tend to work with my right hand, so
Ken's Marie, Sally, you ever made moss? I forget, I haven't watched your video in a while.
no. Normally I just buy moss. They're good?
Yeah.
I bet.
Ron Chet said, did you pledge your hand again before covering it with plaster?
I actually did, yes.
Fancy Reach says, life-size zombie snail hat. Sorry for being written.
Do you want me to make a life-size zombie snail hat? I mean, is that a request? Is that a warning?
Agent Rogers says, I gotta find some fake snakes. I want to scare, but not hurt my mom when she comes to swim.
So what's funny is I've been getting ads for fake snakes on Facebook Marketplace quite a bit. Like to scare your garden stuff away.
He uses one of my cats on my lap and she's doing that thing where they look behind you like there's something there, but there's nothing there.
Oh, there's something there. La Llorona.
So Kenbridge says, would you ever make one? Your life says on the internet.
No, I'm a firm believer in never say never. I mean, I don't. Is there a need for? Is there a hole in that market?
Rookie says it's ghosts. Jennifer says, I'm against a wall.
It's definitely ghosts.
Ron Shep says, Jennifer, there's something there. Don't look. Angie Rogers says, I'm gonna get some fake owls too. Sir Robert says, I enjoyed camp this weekend. Dark Hour, just wow. When the owner of Biddy is super nice and helpful, we definitely got a couple of little girls who are ready to go make stuff.
Hooray! That's awesome. I don't know if this will. I need another small batch, but I don't need a big batch. Wherever I want to build up on the mold, I'm kind of scraping off the plaster there. I want it to be flat, so I'm scraping it off on the edge in order to build that up that edge. And this is hydrocal. This is not ultracal. So delamination between layers is much more likely. That is why I am slashing this top up before I go mix another batch, so that I have a mechanical bond that will help grab that next batch.
So the no fry prop to the zombie snail prop. Thinking once I can get one, I make a hat out of like the cheese wedge hat, just to kind of represent your zombie snail.
Hooray! I'm gonna, what's it, Ozbot? Is Ozbot locked onto you? Walk over this way. It has decided to follow you. It's picked a favorite.
Likes you best.
Would you please duck it out minimally for me?
Ron Shuck says, do hydrocal molds not last as long as ultracal?
Not quite. Ultracals were durable.
Yep, now apparently I am the favorite. So Robert says, yeah, I know about the bottom of the mold. Phil Ellis says, yes, sir, I'm going to clean the garage so Christina and Belgium. Sling play and platform.
Cool.
Now, like Stacy, some of them Stacy Brookie, Stacy Red Red Captain, Pickleball. Stacy, the new favorite. Brookie, did you ever pull the mold off before they completely clean? She can mold the second time? Technically.
Just about. We had one of those this time around.
Watch me eat this hero.
It said it did it. Like it flashed and everything. It's like, I will follow you.
Ah, thank God.
Yes. Hello.
Tim Nicholson, this is hello from Connecticut. Just wanted to say thank you for all your amazing tutorials, especially practical buttons.
Oh,
My basement is full of them.
awesome. Awesome. We made a bunch of those last week for a set at Dark Hour.
Jennifer Pugh, does your cat match your keyboard? Yep, there you go. That's a cat owner myself. There's a cat for small children. So Robert says, Alan, you're not allowed to kidnap your campers.
I can't believe it.
Janet Burton says, I was giving Zach my heat gun. I've heat fused about 500 feet of backer rod vines the last few days. I just need to coat, paint, and wax it all. I will be so happy to never do that again.
Awesome.
CJ cosplays as Alan. Tell us about how much you love clowns.
They all know how much I love clowns.
Sir Robert says, I would have come willingly too.
Well, we can plan a help out day.
I know.
Almost.
It was almost bad. It's the final push.
For the orange?
Yeah.
4X?
Makes some sense.
Okay. I can't imagine what were you saying that for.
Sir Robert helped me paint my swamp thing this go round.
Okay.
You want to grab that and show it to, I guess hold it up to that camera.
Good.
It's a swamp thing.
That's the triangle.
Mm-hmm. I think my wife is slowly sneaking more vegetables in the things that I eat.
That sneaky thing.
It has a lot of vegetables in it.
It's really good.
That's quite
The monster more tutorial, so they'll allow me to come videos.
Hello.
Cat's supposed to be playing with all of the fur babies, cleaning the shops, including sanding the tabletops, or being an assistant to Stephen Sculpting. I don't think I would ever leave the shop. Then Burton says, that's awesome. Kevin Zuri says, oh yeah, make my heart sing. Swamp thing.
You make everything swampy. Maybe not everything. We don't want everything to be swampy.
Can be a Brett County, this is awesome. Jason Rivera says, hello from Connecticut. You guys did a great job this weekend. That was great to watch.
Thank you. We had a New Hampshireite here. Yes. Most meteorites are made of New Hampshireite. Little known fact. Iron, nickel, and 60% New Hampshireite. Is cobalt its own metal? Is that different? Yeah, it's an element. It's an element.
Sir Robert says, tell the wife I have to go back and try and lose the weight she put on me. We enjoyed it all.
She does that.
I heard those pinch ice cream.
It's a lie.
I'm very jealous.
Didn't happen.
I have to have a peach shake from Whataburger, which but not nearly as good.
Wait, Whataburger has peach shakes?
Yeah, and they're pretty good. But having had the peach ice cream before, it's really good. Rookie says, oh, I'm also from New Hampshire, though soon to be in California. Ken Reach says, no swamp worm-sized alligators with poison spikes.
All that stuff that's on that table, move it to one side of that table.
Jennifer Hughes says, it's time for me to drop off. Have a good rest of the night, everyone.
Good night, Jennifer. Hopefully all those little digs I put in this will help this stay on.
Not in it. Sam says, I got you, Stacy.
Hey. Hey now. I should be entitled to some leftovers that are just mine.
I feel like since you have constant access to Shannon cooking, like
Listen,
I
we
only
all
have
live by the
big
life
feet.
choices we've made.
Well, yeah, but you married her before I could get to her, so.
Well, see, that's a life choice.
She says, wow, cake decorating?
Yes. My mashed potato sculpture.
John
That,
Regal says,
my head is under there. It's plaster. It's the one with no neck.
John
I know.
Regal says, heading into the hotel to crash. She'll have a long drive and rest away home tomorrow.
Yeah, take care, man.
Yeah.
CJ Cosplay says, the authentic Texan Italian food from last night was nowhere as good as Shannon's food.
Yeah, they all went to Olive Garden.
Oh my. Yeah, that's.
Olive Garden.
Words is hard.
Tired.
Not even.
Olive Garden is very hit or miss. Pick an appropriately sized teddy bear. You know what? Yeah, pick an appropriately sized teddy bear. Maybe the rabbit.
Sean Regal says, thanks again for a great weekend of learning. Ken Zarish says, a mashed potato.
Cut him from his butthole to the nape of his neck. I'll tell you, he won't have a butthole. You're just going to have to pretend.
Improvise.
You have a scissor preference? Everyone else in the shop develops a scissor preference.
I'm
So-
long.
Edward Murray says, I'm back, sort of. Mind if I ask what materials have fumes that concern you the most?
Naphtha, flexible foam or AB foam, any AB foam. Let's see. There's a foam and fabric adhesive where I don't feel good the day after I use it. That's probably an indicator.
That's much as Olive Garden is as Italian as Taco Bell is Mexican.
Hey, Taco Bell was voted the #1 Mexican restaurant in the United States.
Says a lot about us.
Well, it's the only one that people all over could vote for. If you think about like the small regional ones that are excellent, well, of course Taco Bell is going to get more votes.
Reese cracking up. Resurrect Costume says, once again, if I have $1. Ron Shook says, Olive Garden is bleh. You know I like Olive Garden? They're super. They got a pretty good dessert.
I like theirs. No, that has kale in it.
Yeah.
I like the chicken gnocchi.
Oh, yeah. Gnocchi again.
And when I come in, they can see that I am a fat person, so they give me an extra breadstick, which I truly appreciate.
Chase Perry says, good night, creepers and fellow campers. Have a good trip home, Pirate Sean. Thanks again, Hops. I hope
Nice
you
to
have a
meet
good
you.
rest.
Good night. Thank you. I did it again. I went to the side where the camera isn't. I need to be over here. That's me not wanting to put my back to the room. You know?
Yeah, I made this.
Yeah, all those ninjas that show up all the time.
Secretly,
Old habits, all that. My father-in-law was in the fire department for a very long amount of time. And he always sits sideways on his chair. He's been retired for 20 years. But he sits sideways on his chair so that he can jump up if the bell rings. Because he's just so in the habit of doing that.
Kenzuri says, Denny's is an American institution. Bobby Verichek says, looks like a very bad angel food table.
Yeah. Wife, we have to talk. One night, I'm going to go into the garden and just bring them tomatoes that are yours and that you covet or something. Maybe you could ixnay on the Ean Prey Ice A Aaron Shay. Oh, chocolate pie. Hooray.
He was just mad already.
Yeah. Maybe I want to eat those too, though.
Oh, yes, thank you. That'll be it.
CJ Cosplay says, Alan, is the TV remote in the VIP room in Dark Hour real?
What's that, Stacy? I didn't hear you.
Is the TV remote in the VIP room of Dark Hour real?
What's that, Stacy?
Is the TV remote,
What's that?
the television remote?
Each pie.
Can't eat my pie and my job.
No. That's a hobo question. We're not going to dignify that with an answer.
Okay. I feel like I missed something.
You did.
Sir Robert says, institutions for Denny's is right. It tastes like institutional food.
Yeah, that's good.
Ken's reaches make a tomato slushy.
Ugh. That's V8. I like V8.
Listen, provided you put some vodka in there, it's fine.
That's
hot sauce.
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah. So this is what molds look like. Every mold from Monster Camp looked just like this. Didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Mostly.
Some are bigger.
Okay. I think that is a mold. Now you're going to watch us all eat chocolate pie.
Ronnie H says, our molds were bigger. Phil must have get them.
It's not always better.
Sir Robert said, one had the bottom put back on after I had a heart attack.
Yeah. We sometimes we flip one over and they had a thin edge or sidewall, and sometimes they just weren't flat enough on the bottom. So we put more on, and UltraCal's very forgiving. Like it'll grab on and bond. HydroCal's not so forgiving. So if they were too smooth, then those parts just pop right off later.
Thanks on bikes. Ken's Reach says, chocolate pie with chocolate milk. CJ Cosplay says, chocolate pie and Frank's Red Hot and Frank's. Edward Murray says, you guys wear so many hats, figuratively. Christina McDaniel says, my mold looks like a narwhal.
Yes, it does. That was my finish my dinner dance. Okay. You have cut said rabbit. Take out enough stuffing to make room for the head. Leave head filled. Leave his arms filled. Leave legs filled. Hopefully we'll get his head on.
Potty Geek says Zombie Snail Day. Sir Robert says ALAXA, babies to the show.
That's right. Cut a little more down out of his butt. Cut to his crotch. Almost to his crotch. More the taint region. Yeah.
Realms says, so I got me a 6-foot skeleton horse. I've modified it some. I've started to corpse it with paper towels and latex. Now I'm out of latex and I got the head and neck, so now we've got to get something. Struggle as we go. It's kind of good fabric.
That?
The rest of the stuff in the stomach.
Yeah, close up against the face.
Tens and Reach says, silly rabbit, that's
The bad thing about Monster Can, now I have 8 buckets that have exactly 1 mass worth of latex in them. And all that goes in the garbage. That goes good. They are here to help.
Resurrection Costume says, Jason, do you have a surgery for showing all that fur? I do. Am I going to use it? No. Because it's a miserable word I can't say on this channel. And, I'm sure I just don't know how to use it well. And that's probably the problem. But in my massive amount of spare time, other things to do to learn how to use it better. So as it stands, mostly it's just a miserable cry hole for me. And this isn't fur, it's hair. Sir Robert says with the ears over the eyes that money looks like a monkey.
All right. Scissors.
Resurrect costume says it's a knit. Actually, no, it's a woven.
Yeah, it's woven.
Catherine says, yes, Stacy, if you got used to it, you'll probably love it, but fur and heavy-duty fabrics are often too difficult to serge. Just easier to use a regular machine. Yeah, I never had the issue with fur on the regular machine. The only fabrics that I've had occasion to try and serge are stretchy knit or spandex,
Gross.
which just make me want to cry in general. Resurrect Costume says, curious. Body Geek says, okay, I meant it while talking work. Why are we painting latex on a sculpting list?
We're making a stuffed animal mask.
Here in a second, when I get this seam done, I'll come show you some of this.
Latex. Just latex. We'll glue it on. We'll do it itself. I just want there to be a nice base. Yes.
So, this here fabric that we're showing on, these are parts of the suit we use. And if you have back here, little lines there, they're individual wefts of hair. that are sewing on. This is a woven fabric. So it's really light. They breathe really nicely. Why we really like them. We are cannibalizing some of the bigger sizes of creature suits to make flip covers.
Until the factory can get them right.
That's right. They have been struck. So until then, we're using every bit of them. Realm says, I'm going to go. Good night, Alan. Have fun.
Good night, sir.
Resurrect says, fascinating. Scott Kohler says, why not use contact cement to do it?
Just this time around, I'm using latex. It'll smell nicer sooner. Just kind of like that. Feel the rocks hit. That will actually be pretty good bond. See how well that's spackling on. weight, I guess.
You certainly remove the other one.
CJ Cosplay says, all right, I gotta go. Let me know if you ever find that frog or you can leave jerk the smell out of the van.
All right, I'll let you know. Thank you, sir. Good night. Well, we almost ran over one with the van, and I went back to look to see if we did. We did not. We had to stop it. Alexa, what time is it? Give your mold a hug. Oh, there we go. Mold full of clay. Want to bring a garbage can over here? Sorry. This is a fun part. Removing the clay. Your mold cleaned out pretty easy.
The head bust was, a little bit jammed. It's like, it's pretty.
Yeah.
The spot.
We used the device on yours, didn't we?
We did.
This is me cleaning clay out of a mold. But that's my 9:30 goal. The mold is done. The bears are started.
Casper says, Alan, what is the reason you don't reuse your clay?
I don't reuse my clay because it gets little bits of plaster in it. There's little bits of plaster everywhere. Like I just threw a bunch away. And those little nuggets of rock get in the clay and make it not fun to sculpt with. Like you'll be sculpting something, and then you got to pick a rock out of the chute because your sculpting uncovers little pebbles. So I don't like it. Many people do reuse their clay. I just don't. It's pretty cheap.
1980s, dang, I missed it.
Hand me that wooden skewer right there, sir, please.
Rodney Pope says, did you mold that werewolf you sculpted at THC?
The bone one, yes, and we pulled it. Do you want to? Would you grab that mask and show it to the Osbach?
Sure.
It is the bone muzzle. Hold it next to your face because it's looking right at you.
5 weeks says, I just thought of a clay tumbler to wash the clay and leave plastic chunks to recycle.
Yeah, I mean, and I've thought about that, but when a whole box of clay is like $30, it's hard to justify that time and effort.
Maybe says, those hiking boots are they made for walking?
They're made for stilt stomping.
Rodney Pope said, that's awesome, thanks. Ben Reeves said, that's fresh.
That will be an Anubis.
Dan Burton says, that one's awesome.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I get to make some cool, fun stuff, and I've gotten to make a lot of fun stuff lately, but I've been almost too busy to share it too much, you know.
Resurrect costume says, not to be confused with an old bis.
That's right, Anubis and Obis. And I'm hiding my work from you, but really I'm just picking dirt out of the mold.
1980 says, still got camp lag on them?
Yes, I am super tired and beat up, but yes.
Steve Daniel says, I think fur babies need cookies.
Well, I bet they do. The Monster Camp is a little bit draining for me. I love it, and I love seeing all of people's excitement, but having to hold that much focus for that long is kind of difficult.
Brian Lippert says, hello everyone.
I tend to burn a lot of calories. You wouldn't know it to look at me by having to focus that way.
1980 says, I can tell.
Yeah, Stacy and Tony and Gray visited, and I was like, "It's great to see you." And you know, I was kind of, I had to remain in the zone, but I knew that crew would also understand.
Well, I hadn't really intended to bring the whole squad, but it was one of those, oh, you're going to the shop club. Well, I also like to go to the shop. I was like, oh, well, okay, I guess we're invading. En masse.
When is summertime over for school people?
Several weeks.
Got it. If you have Gray, she can come to the shop and work. Do things.
We would like to.
Alexa, what time is it? Okay.
These
So-
days, that is August 10th. Maybe since mid-August. BC says most kids go back in second week.
Okay. My I won't quite hit my 9:30 goal, but all I've got to do is really clean out a little bit of this mold. Hope everybody had a good weekend.
Large time.
Yeah, I think Wednesday I will go into work a little bit late because I have a training that night, so I'll be working late. I'll work here in the shop Wednesday day. Is there anything special effects wise that you like want to get into, or have any wonders about those processes?
Haunted houses.
Just haunted houses?
Yeah.
Do you have any haunted house questions while I'm picking out this mold? You've asked me a lot. That's true.
Yes.
BC says it was fun. Hope you did as well. Thanks for reaching the good night, Ben. Have the rest of your night. Good night, Ben.
Good night.
So in dark hour, most of your walls are pretty set, right? Like you don't change the path very often.
We change the path all the time.
Do you? Okay.
We do.
So it's all modular then? Right?
Well, no, but think about how many actor doors were in there.
Right.
I just run a guest to an actor door.
Gotcha.
That's the easy way to change the path.
Right.
The one room that had the sound box stage in it where you bang the chain.
Yeah.
So that room is kind of like haunt center for that area, and it has 6 doors in and out of it. So that room can come at the end of that section, it can be in the middle of that section, or it can be at the beginning of that section, or it can be in the middle of the other section, because you can come into it from so many different sides.
Cora Beauty and Alan is awesome and truly never seems to mind all the questions. That's all.
Yeah.
Bonnie says, I did have a great weekend. I got amazing news, but I cannot post an open chat.
Oh,
Ooh, shenanigans.
shoot a brother a message.
I think between Chad and I, we asked quite a few questions.
Yes.
Chad.
This was the one that I actually had the most like haunt questions. Now, I get a lot of mask making questions. And I was so happy when I posted on Latex Mask Central, and Ed Edmonds of Distortions hopped on and said, y'all did great work. He said, amazing.
I'm excited to get to see him at Monster Day.
Yeah,
Think we'll get to go through the thing again?
probably.
Which thing?
The Monster
Warehouse.
Museum at, Solutions.
Oh, at the circle. Because they got the one downtown right now.
Pretty excited. Candy, Brad Candy says, everyone have a good night. I'm off to bed.
Good night. I mean, I'm close. See how little play I've got left in there now? I'm getting there.
What should a small font expect to spend on marketing its first year?
Okay, here's my unpopular answer for that.
Yeah.
When you're a small haunt, that means you have a budget.
Yes.
And I like 70-30. 70% on marketing, 30% on building out the show. Now, if you know your budget, that might change how and where you do your show. But that has been my go-to for a long time, and it still holds pretty true for me. I want to get enough people. I want to get enough people at my show where I can do it again next year. So 70% on marketing, 30% on building out the show. And I'm not talking purchase of land, I mean building.
Other than sprinklers, not having sprinklers or something like that, what is the number one safety issue you see commonly?
Materials. It was built with the wrong materials. I still see haunts that put plastic over the whole thing as a roof. When, yeah, like you still see that. So that's still an issue. And there's not enough knowledge about it. And sadly, if there's one haunted house fire that kills a bunch of people,
Yeah.
every haunt is going to suffer for it.
Well, it took so long after Great Adventure.
Yeah. And, and that's one of the reasons why our business is seen as a little bit shady, there's an appearance of unsafety. An appearance of being unsafe. Far better way to say that. So I would say fire knowledge, not just sprinklers, but just knowledge.
Right.
Fire is our number one concern.
Bobby Barrett says, good night. Thanks for letting us be a part. By the way, Zip is better to order through Amazon. We usually sell it at Costco, perhaps Sam's Club. Better choice.
I've already have it on my Amazon list. Thank you very much.
Body Geek says, could you submerge a mold in water with an aquarium jet to keep the water circulating to pollute?
I use a power washer. That's kind of close, but more powerful. Yeah, and that
just end up with a lot of liquid clay.
Yeah, that natural water erosion, I think, would take a long time, too, and not be as focused as you need it. Okay, all I'm down to now is a little bit in the ears and a little bit in the teeth. This is within power washer range. No problem.
Edward Murray says, where / you're starting artistry / home for making composition.
Those are many different questions. So the first question is, I was unpacking masks for the gift shop at Terror on Church Street because I wanted any extra hours that I could get, because any time I could spend in the haunt, I wanted to spend there. And in unpacking the masks, I would always try them on. And trying them on, I couldn't see or breathe out of any of them. And it really struck me that I'm going to have to make my own if I want to see or breathe while I'm working. Because masks are made for Halloween parties, not haunters most of the time. I am a haunter, I'm going to perform in it, so I need special consideration for breathing and vision and hearing and that kind of stuff. All right, here we have El Moldo, El Mostly El Plino.
How to use fire extinguishers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's good, but also have a emergency exit plan. Do fire drills. I'm very proud of my crew because of the fires. Well, we haven't had fires, but we've had fires. But we haven't had, while we're open, we've had to evacuate a couple times. Power outage, and not evacuate, but go into a central hallway. And we had to do that during our Christmas show.
But we had a tornado.
Where we had tornado, yeah.
But the fire marshal himself did say that it was the best executed,
Yeah.
plan that they had seen, which was awesome.
But we drill it. We drill it. I don't want it to be my haunt that causes the industry a lot of trouble. And it will one day. It's a matter of time.
What happens at that?
At which point?
And let's say that some haunt uses this black plastic over the top, or something like Great Adventure style happens again.
Well, the haunts, everybody has to prove they're innocent because they're assumed guilty because you're also a haunted house. And I fully get it. I mean, we make a space that's confusing and hard to get out of. Like, that's our goal.
Yes.
And then in case of a fire, people have to get out of there easily. So it is kind of a catch-22.
Body Geek says, I was thinking let it clean overnight or for a day while you do other things.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible. But I can knock it out in an hour with a power washer.
He says, come to the mask, stay for the Spanish lesson.
I'm not a set it and forget it kind of guy. Indeed.
This is something wrong.
I don't set things and forget things. I mean, I forget things, but I didn't set them first.
Rookie says, yeah, we got a fog machine set up the fire alarm one year. Everything went very smoothly.
Look at that. That's great. Okay. So, we are now, my mold is clean. My bear is drying. How often do you hear that? It is just after 9:30. Say goodnight, sir.
Night.
Stacy, say goodnight.
Good night.
I say goodnight. Thanks for watching and hanging out. Yes, I have been to a couple shows in California. Go make stuff.